expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. Ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right, the storm has gone away now, so we are ready to rock and roll. We'll get Manny Navarro on in just a minute here, and we'll get going. Sorry about that, but I kind of want to, live as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So doing a show with lightning is not really my kind of thing. So now that the storm it's still raining, but at least the storm is going away. We're hearing the thunder in the distance, so it's all good in the hood. We'll get Manny Navarro on. By the way, Tigers and Marlins tonight. You've got the uh, Youth Fair Day at Lone Depot Park, and that'll be on Sunday, which is July 30th at 1:40, and that'll be Miguel Cabrera's final game here in Miami. This weekend is Miguel Cabrera weekend, and they'll be honoring Miguel Cabrera at the game tonight. But you see that QR code that's there? This becomes a donation because the tickets you buy for Youth Fair Day on Sunday go to help out all the children's programs, part of the Youth Fair program. So listen, man, you're making a donation. You're helping out the kids at the Youth Fair. So whatever tickets you buy, you're basically doing a donation. You can write it off. Use that QR code right there, folks. And go with a friend, go with a family member, go with the entire family. Go enjoy Youth Fair Day at Lone Depot Park on Sunday as the Detroit Tigers take on your Miami Marlins. All right, all right, all right. There we go. Yes, we are back, Gus 1388. Although you could tell we lost all the momentum because everybody's gone. Absolutely, had a couple hundred people waiting, and I had to cut it off. I'm not going to take those chances. By the way, the Marlins did trade for David Robertson yesterday from the Mets. So that guy's been on like 4 different teams or 5 different teams now in the last 4 years. So after, having a nice run with the Yankees for several years, he has gone on a roll where he's, bounced around the league a lot, but he's pitched really well. They definitely needed a guy for holds or even maybe in closing situations. David can definitely help out there. So we've got the Marlins tonight. Inter Miami, they signed midfielder Facundo Farias. He's a 20-year-old attacking midfielder. $5 million transfer fee, $2 million more in incentives. You think the Moss brothers are spending here? Holy shit. Oh, man. And so this is part of the MLS U22 initiative. So they are part of that. They've got 6 of those positions. They are filling, 3 of those positions, and they have filled all 3 of them. Well, 2 of the 3. Paraguay midfielder Diego Gomez is taking the other one. And then Thomas Aviles of Argentina. He's playing with Club Racing. He may be taking the 3rd spot. So we'll see. We are awaiting, by the way, in the Leagues Cup, on Saturday, Orlando and Santos play. The winner of the Orlando City Santos game will take on Miami in the round of 32 in the knockout round. So good stuff there. You'll get Jordi Alba back. So I expect actually Inter to be even better in the next game. And they actually, here's the ridiculous part about this team. It should just get better and better with every single match because they'll add talent. The talent will get in shape. The talent will get to know each other. The talent will develop chemistry. So this is going to be a lot of fun, dude. It's It's going to be a lot of fun for those of us that love, soccer, and especially myself, that I am a huge supporter of local soccer. I'm like a kid in a candy store now watching this, to be quite honest. They weren't very good at building a team from within. That part hadn't worked out for them. Although the Kramashi kid is showing me something. And obviously Drake Callender has been a hell of a pickup, but they've got to get better in that area. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And I mentioned it last night, but I forgot to mention it during the day show. Ernest Ulavarro, thank you, sir, for sending in the Bitcoin yesterday, because I noticed it after I got off the air. So just in case, Ernest, thank you very much. And you can make a Bitcoin donation on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Jonathan Cagle, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Very nice of you. Appreciate it. We are awaiting Manny Navarro. By the way, we are out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, and right now the new MDX 2023, $579 a month. Number one volume sales dealership in the United States is right here. The number one volume sales dealership of Acuras, of course, in the United States, right here. Craig Zinn, Acura Pembroke Pines. The TLX 2023, $369 a month. The Integra, which is just absolutely sharp. Ooh, there goes Kyle Lowry again. Anyway, the Integra 2024, $339 a month. It is the Summer of Performance event going on right now. 3.9% financing. So come on out here at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, let's do it. Let's bring him aboard. Manny Navarro and our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InnerMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
Is the man, the myth, the legend. That is Manny Navarro. How you feeling, baby?
I'm doing okay, yo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, now I can see you.
Now
too.
you can see me. There you go. You got the.
I can see clearly now. Manny's on YouTube. All right. All right. So, inquiring minds want to know, which is the suckiest place to play in the ACC?
Yeah, I mean, that was a fun
not to
little
give
project.
away the whole article, because I don't want to give it away, but I have to ask you. You got to give us that nugget there from the article. So
yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say it was just a fun piece to do. I had some fun talking to these guys.
Fun piece to read.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining. There was some great stuff that made the cutting room floor, just because we had some bad language in it and other things like that. But
you can say it here. we don't edit. We don't edit that, so you can go ahead if there was some that.
Yeah, no, it had more to do with guys kind of not talking crap, but just kind of having fun with their friends, in the league and guys that they know, kind of a locker room type of atmosphere thing. So, no, I think the worst place to play, and to be honest, I think what I got away from that whole thing was how much these guys enjoy actually going on the road. You know how we always talk about,
feed off of that, yes.
Yes, they really do feed off of the environment, and I think a lot of them really love going to Virginia Tech because the whole Enter Sandman song in the beginning, and just the way that the fans, like people think, oh man, these teams are going to be scared. They're not. These kids are not scared to go on the road. Like that's not what bothers them. I think what bothers them is, going to their hotel and having people already sleeping in their rooms, or having bugs and people leaving turds in their toilet, which has happened to several of these guys apparently. And I will say, it seems like they really do enjoy coming to Miami because, besides the fact that they're coming here and winning, they're staying in really nice places. Hard Rock's got the NFL facilities, the locker room. So it was just, I kept thinking as I interviewed these kids, I'm like, man, I remember how much people hated coming to the Orange Bowl, right?
Dude, wait a minute. Hold on a second. We hated going to the Orange Bowl.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
People, okay? The press box sucked. It was near the goddamn clouds. Okay? The elevator was the slowest elevator in the history of mankind, and it had no AC on top of all of that. Then when you got to the locker rooms, they were like high school locker rooms. You're running into players as you're trying to weave in and out of an interview. And if you had to go to the visitors' locker room, holy crap, dude. If I was stringing for the visiting team, because back in the day, stringing and all that I used to do with the phone coupler and all that kind of crap. Oh
gosh. Yeah, the good old days.
And the alligator clips and all that kind of stuff. People don't know the stuff that we used to do to make money, bro. Anyway, when you had to go into the visiting locker room in the Orange Bowl, which was just like, it was even worse. It was like doing an interview in a walk-in closet with a whole bunch of fat guys. That's just, and sweaty and stinky
and naked, right? Because
it's just yeah, dude. The Orange Bowl. Like for those of you that were in the stands, because I did the stands thing too as a fan, also.
Yeah.
You were so much better off than all the crap that was going on in the media side of it. It wasn't a comfortable place to work, bro, at all.
Well, and I can tell you that nowadays kids love coming to play at Hard Rock, man. They just do. I mean, they were talking about how great the showers are. It's like coming to a first class. So maybe there's some correlation to why Miami went 2-5 last year at home. It's such a great place to come play,
Yeah, their visiting locker room is probably better than most of their locker rooms as it is.
Yeah.
So that's probably what it is overall when they go to again, what Tom Garfinkel has done there. It's A++++. When we talk about somebody like when you see Michael McCullough with the Heat and you see Tom Garfinkel with the Dolphins, the business side, my God, you know what I'm talking about? These are like. These dudes are elite. Like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's
the
because,
best.
Right, they're the best of the best because we've been around them and we've seen that, overall. I think the Panthers are also, I don't know who's the business dude on it. It might be Caldwell, but I know Caldwell's kind of tied with the pro side too of it. So, but maybe if it is Caldwell, the Panthers are also kind of on their way. Doing stuff like that too at a real first class level, man. So I'm not surprised that they love that. And then Virginia Tech looks like a tough place to play, but because they're probably so liquored up,
right?
That atmosphere has to juice the players up.
Oh, it does, and I think that's what a lot of them live for. They live for the heckling. They live for the hey, this guy's cussing me out. They kind of laugh. They enjoy that process. So. It's just an interesting story to read, especially because I think some of our perspectives, right, as fans and journalists, it kind of turns it on its ear a little bit. Some of the responses and answers, and I thought it was a fun read. And yeah, I'd tell you if you're an ACC football fan or just a college football fan, that's the kind of story you want to read.
Right, I'm with you there, no doubt about it. All right, what's the biggest nugget takeaway from ACC Media Days?
Well, I think, from a Miami perspective, I'll give you a Miami perspective and an ACC perspective. I think let's start with the ACC. Obviously, I know a lot of fans want to see this league make more money. We've seen Colorado leaving, right, the Pac-12 to go join the Big 12, and people have asked me many times, what's the ACC going to do? Right now, I think, amongst a lot of the schools, there's a lot of angst. Yes, they're trying to work with the commissioner to make more money, bring in more revenue. But I think certainly that angst is not going to go away as the Big 12 continues to load up and bring more teams in and work on eventually get the better TV deal than the ACC. Because that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a gap between just the ACC and Big 12. The Big 12 is going to start to add more revenue here in the time going forward. So that's a big topic. I think behind the scenes, that's never going to go away. I think we're going to be constantly hearing reports and stories about it. I think Florida State, Clemson, I think the schools that want to compete for national championships, Miami hopes to get there. I think that's always going to be a discussion here going forward. I don't think it just goes away quietly. And then as far as Miami's concerned, my big nugget is just it seems like there's, and again, I know we say this every single year, but they really do feel like there's better leadership with this team. And I kind of got that from the three players, not from talking to Mario. Mario's got what he wants to say and put out there, but I think the players themselves, between Tyler Van Dyke, Cam Kitchens, and everybody who was in Charlotte, that their leadership council has grown significantly. So there's just more leaders, more people that they trust in doing the right thing and being the right kind of guys. So to me, that's part of their culture shift. You want tangible evidence? They had 6 guys that were part of the leadership council last year. There's 13 now. That's a good sign. And to me, that
well, that's also a sign. Okay, that's also a sign that they trust more people.
Yeah.
I don't think you give 13 when you don't trust 13. I think you give 13 because 13 have earned the right to be that, and that they trust those guys.
Yeah.
For now, at least. For now,
Yeah.
they've earned that right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I because Mario's old school. You can tell that dude is just not going to hand off leadership, captain or anything to just anybody. You're going to have to earn that. So you're right. That's progress in the sense that the coaching staff has more people they trust now. In other words.
The players are the ones that have to pick the leadership council. The coaches don't have anything to do with that. That's the players. Yes.
Okay.
So you need 75% of the vote from your teammates. And last year they only got to 6. There were only 6 guys that were trusted to become part of that group. Now there's 13.
Oh, so that's interesting. So you've got to earn it from within.
Correct. You got to sort of shows you the dysfunction maybe that they had. There were only 6 guys that they could all reach a consensus with 75% of the vote. Yeah, that guy does. So now there's 13, and yeah. So I think to me that just shows you there's much more trust and much more established leadership in different rooms. There's guys at multiple positions that were selected there. And again, it's a leadership council. It's guys within, and look, it's not going to, those don't count for touchdowns on the scoreboard. But I think from a, where is the program state, right? How are they sort of progressing? That, to me, that's an important number. It's an important number in the sense that there's more guys now that are viewed as leaders and people that they could trust.
Okay. All right. I like that. Health-wise, how are they going into camp?
A few guys are still going to be out recovering from surgery. I think the big one, obviously, is Zion Nelson. He's still not there for the start of camp. I think that he's going to eventually return in the middle of camp, and then we will see. But the way it sounds to me, I mean, the way things are sort of shaping up, I think they like the 5 that they had in the spring, from left to right. I think Jalen Rivers, they're going to give him first crack of being the left tackle, and then they'll go from there. You'll have Francis Mauigoa most likely in the starting lineup at right tackle, and the transfers in at left guard and center, and then Inez Cooper at right guard, and that'll be their 5. And if Zion can get back to being fully healthy and Jalen Rivers is struggling, then you probably give Zion a shot at left tackle again, but it just depends on where he is with his health. And then, a couple of other guys are still, again, trying to work their way back. Javonte Citizen is the interesting one because he was the big recruit that they got at the end of last season, had the ACL injury before the season started. And now he's inching to get back little by little. And Mario thinks they'll have him by the midway point of the year. So he's not out. He's not going to miss the entire season like I had heard. I heard there was a chance he might miss the whole year. But it looks like he'll be back in the middle of it.
All right, I like it. What is the position that you would be concerned the most going into this season?
I think cornerback. I mean, I know that they've brought in a lot of new guys, but you had two guys drafted that made it to the NFL, and you weren't very good at that position last year. Whew. Doesn't end, brother. You guys are close to me too, by the way. I'm out here West Pines as well, so I'm hearing the
Yeah,
same
but you're
thing.
not with equipment out in the
No,
open.
no,
And,
no.
I already stopped the broadcast once and
Uh huh.
restarted it right. I restarted it right before you came on
Yes.
because the storm kind of went away and it kind of calmed down, and then all of a sudden it's picked up again. The thunder's closer, the lightning's right here, and I'm like, oh shit, am I gonna get
Yeah.
shot?
Yeah. Well, we can wrap it up. I don't want anything to happen to you.
I
Be
got
safe out
Alex
there,
Finley
brother.
next, so we gotta talk Inter also because we gotta talk the Marlins nightmare, which is called
Yes.
Inter Miami now. You know what I'm saying?
Oof. Oof.
Oh doggy, yeah, that's it.
Yep.
It's if I know they made the Dave Robertson move, but brother, if you guys don't start spending, nobody will even know baseball exists for the summers to come because that team is going to dominate the summers
Yep.
coming up, brother. Oh
Yep.
my God, what that guy is doing now? They have unleashed the beast and the wallets,
Yep.
and all hell's breaking loose, dude.
You're
All
right.
hell's breaking loose. Are you going to go to one of those games?
I'd like to at some point. I kind of, I think obviously if Messi's here next year, right? As he's supposed to be. I
Yeah,
can
it'll be
definitely
for
go.
a
I
couple
can
more
definitely go earlier in the summer when the season starts. Now that camp's getting started, and I'm going to be driving around all over the state doing things, I'll have to find the time to squeeze it in. But
I'm shocked
yes,
you guys haven't hired an Inter Miami rider. I
it's
mean,
because we've got our national people who obviously want those stories, man. It's a big story, so nationally, it's
Alex Winley's coming up next.
okay.
She's got some skills, bro.
I
So
know, I know, I know, I know.
pass the word on. Maybe
I
Athletic
will.
can hire an Alex Winley. She's got some
They
skills.
may contact her to have her down here. Yeah, you never know. So we'll see.
Yeah. Do you know Alex? She's really good, bro.
I haven't met her yet. Woof. Hang in there, oh.
All right. Anyway, so we'll try
Hang
to
in there,
survive here,
brother.
bro. We'll
Hang
try
in
to
there, brother.
survive.
Stay.
All
Put
right.
some.
What
Cover
do you-
yourselves in like something, dude. I don't know what.
I need rubber suits or something.
Rubber suits. That's what you need. Yeah.
I need rubber suits, rubber gloves. Oh yeah, he's on a metal folding chair.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, what do you got going on in the Athletic besides telling him to hire Alex Winley?
Well, of course, the story that we already talked about. There'll be much more. I'm going to be writing a Louisville piece just because I was there. I talked to Mike Norvell for a while. There'll be more on FSU. There'll definitely be more Miami coverage, like I said, going forward. Football season's back, man. So come read at The Athletic. There's tons of content in there for college football. Doesn't matter whether it's Miami or anybody else. There's tons of stories there.
Check it out at Manny_Navarro on Twitter, and make sure you subscribe to the Athletic, baby, and
Yep.
support Manny and all the terrific writers locally and nationally. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you immensely.
All right, man. Appreciate you too. Stay safe.
You got it. We will try. 2511 South University Drive in Davie. That is Caneswear. Well, actually, I got to get the new address. They haven't moved completely yet because I think in another week or two is the soft opening. So, but it is for now. It is 2511 South University Drive in Davie. It'll be a couple stores down, right next to, literally next to Las Spadas. See, us fat people, we remember food. And so we can't wait for him to officially move because every time we go, we'll be in the AC and we're right next to La Spada, baby. Woo, doggy. Yeah. So think about it. You can go get some great Canes gear, Inter Miami gear. You can get your Messi jersey. They got Messi shirts, some killer hats, all kinds of stuff, man. Get your ass down there. And by the way, if you don't live close by, maybe you're a little too far, maybe you live out of state, go to caneswear.com. If you order over $99, you will get free shipping. So you tell Brett and Jeff and all the great people out there that Big O sent you. Caneswear.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Is Alex Winley ready to go? How you doing, Alex?
Hi, Orlando. How are you? Good morning.
Very good. I was kind of your agent. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I do like Manny's writing and The Athletic. They do a lot of good work. So, I don't know. Thanks for the shout
Athletic,
out.
hire her. Hire her. She knows her stuff. Come on.
Thanks.
So how you doing? You doing all right?
Yeah, busy. It's been a busy last 2 weeks for us Inter Miami beat writers. So the last couple of days I've just been chilling out and waiting to go again next week when Miami have another game.
Yeah. And by the way, you can catch her work at Bleacher Report, 90 Minutes US, the Heron Outlet. Subscribe. They do a great job on the podcast. Talking Inter Miami and breaking down a lot of the stuff that goes on because, Alex, one of the things before we get into the obvious stuff with Messi and all of that, the one thing that I think a lot of you guys are doing for us and for myself is educating us because the rules in the MLS are so convoluted and confusing. And there's these kind of players and this kind of player and this kind of player. And, like I'm reading up on the U22 initiatives and then we have the DPs, and then we have, all kinds of different titles. And these are things that we're kind of learning about and how you build an MLS team. And then they just had some meetings too. What's come out of those meetings on how they're going to try to maybe open up rosters even more so there's more flexibility? What have you heard?
Yeah, so The Athletic reported Jorge Mas and a couple of the other MLS owners. They had a meeting and discussed, where to take the roster rules heading forward. And Jorge Mas is a strong advocate of expanding the rules and trying to push the limits really. And, basically some of the quotes coming out of there are some owners want the cap rules to be a little bit simplified and others are comfortable where they are. I think you can guess where Inter Miami stands on that. They obviously want to push the boundaries a little bit. But, I think with Messi coming into the league, you see other teams now saying, hey, we want our own Messis to come in. I'm sure there are plenty of European stars who are interested in coming to MLS. And the current roster rules, it's not, yes, they can sign them under DPs, but, they want the roster to be equally as good to support these world-class players. So, that meeting was super interesting. And next season, hopefully willing, we should be able to see some movement and changes regarding that.
So talk to me about Facundo Farias and also Diego Gomez. Tell me what you know about those guys. And then Thomas Aviles is another one that's been mentioned as that third spot for the U22 initiative. What do you know about some of these players that are being added or possibly added?
Yeah, I'll start with Farias. Yeah, he's going to be a super flexible player for Inter Miami, a U22 initiative player, which basically means, they're DP level type talent, but due to MLS mechanisms, Miami can sign 3 U22 players that otherwise would have been DPs in previous seasons. So with Facundo Farias, he's a winger, more so of an attacking midfielder, can play centrally. And, he's an extraordinarily direct dribbler. He's coming off an ACL injury, but he's gone, he's played a couple of games, a full 90 minutes. So hopefully, that is past him. But yeah, it's super talented young player, direct, a winger, an attacking midfielder, someone that, would complement Messi well, playing as funny enough. He's an attacking midfielder, but he will complement Messi well, who has taken up that right wing spot and decides to cut in. So Farias would slip in as one of the two central midfielders alongside Busquets. Diego Gomez, I actually ran into him and a couple of other players coming up the elevator to the press box the other night. And yeah, super tall. And I'm tall myself. I'm like 5'10", so he's taller than me. So he's a tall player.
Yeah, you're 5'10"?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am tall. Yeah, I'm tall, but
Wow, because I
yeah,
haven't seen you in person yet. You
yeah,
and I have just like talked like this, and I didn't realize you were that tall.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I don't know where I got it from. Both my parents are shorter than I am, but yeah, but Diego Gomez, he's a tall guy. He's a box to box midfielder. He likes to, make that, third run into the box when whoever the ball carrier is. He's basically a guy who's gonna, run for Busquets basically, and I'm super excited about him because for a long time Miami's midfield, yeah, if you recall, was looking pretty dire with the injuries to Jean Mata and Gregory. So with Diego Gomez now in, you're going to have an energetic, young box to box midfielder that will help out Busquets alongside Facundo Farias and do that running for him. And the last player who's not quite confirmed, but it's looking that way. Thomas Aviles from Racing in Argentina, a tall, lanky center back. With the unfortunate injury to Ian Frey, now I think Miami pushed to get that Aviles deal done, and it's
Did
looking
did his dad play in the MLS?
Ian Frey?
No, Avilas.
I don't recall. I don't think
I
so.
remember an Avilas in the MLS, and I'm
Yeah.
wondering if it's related. You know what I mean? Since
Mm,
and this Avilas was several years ago, where it was more of a retirement league in those days, actually,
mm,
than it's lesser of a retirement league now. That's what I got to say that following the MLS from its early days till now, and you notice it, I'll notice it, other people notice it. The average American doesn't notice it because some people will tell you it's still a retirement league, and really it's not. They've actually done a marvelous job of finding younger talent now than they did 10 and 20 years ago when they were, in earlier stages in this league.
Yeah, and you see it now with Miami bringing in these younger players to complement the Jordi Albas and the Messis and the Busquets. You need the younger players to play alongside these guys if they do want to continually to be successful. We've already seen a glimpse of that with Ben Hakramaski playing alongside Busquets, even heck a Robert Taylor, who's only 27, 28, playing on the field with Messi. He can do the running for them. So with these three U22 players coming in, I think that will be the real needle that will help continue to help Miami stay where they want to be. And some of these guys are coming into the team on 5-year contracts. So it's not just a 3-year thing, just to help out Messi. These are guys that will be here even past the Messi, Busquets, and Alba. They will be the foundation for when Miami move into Miami Freedom Park and after that. So I think it's a good deals from the front office to see that and to set the foundation for the future after Messi and Busquets and Alba are gone.
The fun part about all of this, Alex, is this team over the next 2 months that are left. It's going to be exciting because they're just going to get better and better and better. Because right now, what you saw the other night is just like a taste. Everybody's not in shape. Everybody's not in sync. Everybody hasn't played together for a few matches, things like that. And we saw some pretty decent chemistry, the other night. And I think the other thing, besides watching them get better and better, the confidence is just going to swell too. For all the young guys, being around. It's like the little brother that got his butt kicked, but now he goes back to school and he's taking his big brother with him. And so all of a sudden he feels a little more confident going up to get his revenge because big brother's with him. And big brother obviously is Messi and Busquets and company.
Yeah, and you see that confidence and with all the players, Miami were, they were such a punching bag for so long due to, several things off the field and on the field, mainly, just the sanctions really, and that handicapped their roster building ability. So, the rosters of, the last 2 years haven't been up to par, but there's still some talent that came in. Robert Taylor, like I mentioned earlier, obviously Yedlin, Kamal Miller, Kristoff there, Jean Mata, Gregory. But there's still talent on the roster. But now you see with Messi, Busquets, and Alba, you see everyone raising their level now, and your starting 11 spot is now not guaranteed unless you're Busquets, Messi, or Jordi Alba. So a lot of these guys are going to have to raise their level if they want to see playing time. And I'll point out Robert Taylor. He's one of the players that's going to benefit the most. Yeah, he's one of the players that will benefit the most from Messi coming here, and you already see it with the 2 goals and assists he had on what was it?
And Alex, you and I are hardcore. He flashed before Messi. He was one of the few guys that, even it was a terrible season, you said hey, dude, there's something there with that Robert Taylor guy. He
Yeah.
just didn't have enough around him so he can show himself out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now that he's got all this around him, now you're getting to see better, the best of Robert Taylor. Let me run something by you.
Hmm.
Because again, you're hardcore like I am. I want to congratulate Inter Miami, Chris Henderson, the Moss brothers. They learned their lesson. And tell me if I'm right or wrong here on this for congratulating them. And did they learn their lesson? What did they do a few years ago before they even hired their coach? They started building a team without a coach.
Mm.
And then when they got GQ in the building, GQ all of a sudden looked around and said, I don't like this guy. This guy doesn't fit. This guy. And then they ended up having to get rid of people that they just acquired. And it was a disaster. This time around, notice that they waited till they had Tata in.
Mm.
Even at the beginning of the year with Neville, they didn't go all in. They didn't. They left a lot of things open. They even traded Bryce and Lassiter, and that was your depth that was really helping you. And you traded some guys that could really help you at that moment. You left everything open. The second you got Tata, all of a sudden, you started seeing names come in from DPs to the U22, all this stuff. They learned their lesson, didn't they? They waited.
Yeah.
They had their coach, so the coach could say, "This is who I want. That's not who I want. I like him. I don't like him." Correct?
Yeah, and I was mentioning that on my Twitter page the other day. I was responding to someone about how was Miami able to pull all these players, and yes, Messi, but Tata Martino is a very respected coach in South America and in parts of the world. So it's no surprise that a lot of these young players want to come and play under him, obviously alongside Messi, Busquets, and Alba. But Tata Martino has a lot of pull, and like you said, Orlando, about even before that. Remember when they were building the roster with without a coach, and Diego Alonso came in super late and it didn't work, and then Phil Neville came in kind of to right the ship, and he did a good for a period of time. But as his tenure ended, obviously those results started to drop. But now with Tata Martino, they took their time with the coaching search, but it was pretty plain and clear that they were going to go after Tata Martino. He has MLS experience. He's coached Messi and Busquets before, and he's also coached Joseph Martinez when he was at Atlanta as well, where they won an MLS Cup and all these trophies. So it was just a natural choice for them. And plus, he's a respected coach. He's an older coach with a lot more experience compared to a Diego Alonso or a Phil Neville. And that's what Miami needs during this new era for them. They need someone with experience. You need someone who's going to let Messi play freely and not really handicap him. And I think Tata Martino understands that. And you see the players flocking to him to come play under him and alongside Messi.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's really amazing. Were you amazed that he played 77 minutes the other night? Now, one of the things that I noticed, and you were probably obviously there at the pitch watching it, he doesn't really run for a crazy 77 minutes. It's very deliberate. It's very, it's very Pibe Valderrama when he was here with the Fusion. He didn't have to move a ton. He made quick decisions, made the right. Now, he was a midfielder, so his thing was more being a point guard for those of you that don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So he was more about passing and all of that. But Messi is very strategic the way he uses his energy, in other words.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see actually in person. He just scans the field and it's like he's watching the game while simultaneously playing in it. And yeah, it's impressive. And you see it with the goals. He just kind of meanders around until he finds an opening, and then he scores. And that's a talent as well, just finding those openings and being smart with your movement. And it's really, really cool to see in person. So I think Miami, they were missing that desperately, even before Messi came, and now they have a true creator and number 10 that can do that alongside Busquets, who I think has been such a huge impact in the midfield. His calmness and
notice how much they're loading up on the midfield too
Yeah.
with the U22s, because as you know, that's been a real issue all the way back from the first year. That hell, your creator was on the left side, or right side. Was it? Did they use him on the left side or the right side? I forgot.
Messi on the right side.
Oh no! I'm talking about the first year of Inter. When we had what's the name of the kid that was terrific? And we didn't have a midfielder. He was setting us up from the outside. What's his name? Damn it!
Pozuelo? Or
Who?
Pozuelo or
No,
someone
no,
else?
no, no. It was the English. It was like it
Oh,
was
Lewis Morgan. Yeah.
Morgan. Exactly. Remember when like the creator was on the outside. We like that. And notice how they've been loading up in the middle, and obviously with Busquets, who's also a fabulous passer. You know that they are figuring that problem out quickly here. We need creators, and we've got finishers. Let's get some creators now. So they're doing that. I like
and
that.
it's really cool to see, honestly, with Joseph now, he's not scoring goals yet, but he's doing these dummy runs and absorbing defenders to take away the pressure from Messi, which is silly from the opposition. Why don't you track Messi? But, Joseph, he's dangerous in his own right, and his presence in the box, defenders are wary of that. And sometimes, though, they're so focused on Joseph that they don't see Messi in behind them. And that's how Messi scored his second goal. So, like you said, Orlando, I think the more the team starts to gel, I think that they'll get more comfortable. And this attack is going to look so fluid. And Inter Miami fans deserve this after all they went through.
Amen.
I think they deserve what they're seeing on the field now.
Amen. Where are we with Gregory?
Oh, actually, yeah, him and Jean Mata. I was at training like a week and a half ago, and Jean Mata was running, so he looked good, and he's dribbling and doing stuff, and Gregory as well. They're both doing ball work, so I think I don't want to say they're close to returning, but they are. I think they will return before the season's done. I don't know.
And I want Gregory badly. Gregory badly. God, that would be huge down the stretch. Oh man. So who wins between Orlando and Santos?
That's tomorrow? A good question. I think for the narrative as a writer, I want Orlando to win. So they play Miami in that next round.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw the mural being vandalized really by Purple Paint. I don't know. No one's claimed responsibility, and people are accusing Orlando fans, but I haven't heard anything concrete about who actually did it. But that just adds fuel onto the rivalry, and it would be interesting to see them, match up in a tournament like this now. So, I'm rooting for Orlando, but Santos is still a good side, and Emerson, who is an Inter Miami player who is on loan, he's on loan at Santos. So if Santos does win, it'll be a reunion for Emerson and Inter Miami. So either way, I think I will be there covering the game regardless.
If last time I checked, I haven't kept up with it in the last couple of days. The MLS is leading in the matchup straight up, right?
Yeah, a lot of them were, taking it to the Mexican sides, and I'm not really shocked. It's MLS has been growing, and besides, the top Mexican sides like Club America, Monterrey, Chivas, some of these mid-table Mexican teams, they're getting beat by MLS sides, and that's really good to see because, I think the goal for MLS is to be the best league in North America, and and I think they're kind of on their way to doing that. And if an MLS team wins a Leagues Cup, I think that they're definitely on their way, and that's going to be a big step towards that.
Oh, I'm hoping we win the Leagues Cup and the U.S. Open Cup because it's going to be so hard to make the playoffs. I know they're going to need one hell of a run, and maybe they can do it. I mean, they've got enough talent. You never know. It's a lot to ask. But winning those cups would be awesome as a foundation going into next season. God,
yeah, especially
I can't wait
US
for
Open Cup. If they win the US Open Cup, they'll get into the Champions League, and that'll be huge for them.
That'll be awesome if they're able to do that. I mean, Alex, the thrill now for next year, because this is just a taste. Wait till they have an entire off season, and then they make more acquisitions and change things up because those guys are going to spend. This is going to be a lot of fun, dude. This is going to be a ton of fun to watch what's going on here. All right, so what do you got going on so folks can check you out at the Bleacher Report or at 90 Minutes US or at the Heron Outlet?
Yeah, so a lot of things going on. I'm covering bits of the Women's World Cup for Bleacher Report, the U.S. Women's National Team, and select.
Wasn't impressed with the Netherlands game. God, that was not a good game.
Yeah, that's another. We can go another 30 minutes about that. But,
I know.
Yeah, Vlatko Andonovski. He needs to get it together. The U.S. have the talent to be able to crush teams, but right now they're just not playing as a cohesive unit. But I'm covering the parts of the Women's World Cup for a Bleacher Report, the Heron Outlet. Obviously, I'm back to doing tactical breakdowns now that the team's playing well, and it's been a joy. And I've been covering that for the Heron Outlet. We have our podcast as well, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, the Heron Outlet, Bleacher Report, and yeah, we're just chilling over there.
And make sure you follow her on Twitter. She's a must follow. She gives you great information, great insight on the team. AAW_1998 on Twitter. She is Alex Winley. Alex, as always, a pleasure. Thank you for the terrific insight. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me on, Orlando. Had a blast.
My pleasure. There you go. Alex Winley coming through for us. AAW_1998. She's 5'10", bro. She's 5'10". That stood out to me. That's a nugget right there. Damn. All right. Morning, Big O. Any chance Inter Miami can get the patch on the sleeve to stick? Looks so cheap falling off 10 minutes into the match. I know what you're talking about. It was the league one. Did you see it? It was loose on. I think he's talking about the messy one, the one because it's what's it called? Leagues. What's it called? This tournament. Leagues Cup. That's it. And it said Leagues Cup, and it was kind of loose. The thing. Yeah, they got to do better than that. You're right about that. Alba should play in the next game. Supposedly he's joining them now in the next today and tomorrow or something. He might be available in the next game. So that'll be cool. That'll be very cool. Hoping Luisito Suarez gets here in December. We'll see. We'll see if Luis Suarez is here for next year. Big O Sean, Fins Nation from Torreon, Mexico. I hope everyone is having a good week. Don't jump off the ledge just yet, and remember to smash the like button, people, and fins up, everyone. We've already told everybody. There's no reason to panic, dude. Dolphins are going to have an awesome freaking season. Okay? All right. That's what I can tell you. Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford? What's the prediction? I'm taking Spence. You got Crawford? Okay. Line is plus 120 Spence. Crawford is minus 150. If I was in Vegas, that might be a decent bet there. That might be the bet you make. Only because it's minus 150, dude. At least you get some decent odds. But I really like Earl Spence in this one, dude. I really do. Okay? That to me is definitely. You got Crawford, huh? So it Pat in Asheville goes, Lutero, wasn't using your God's name in vain. Because some guy got all bent out of shape, guys said, God damn it, or Jesus Christ or something. I must have said it. Stop using God's name in vain. Oh, please, stop being a tight ass. Relax. I'm 56 years old, bro. I'm kind of set in my ways. I'm not really going to change. I'm not about changing right now. I am who I am, and that's, it is what it is. It comes out. I can't do anything about it. It's not meant in any bad way. You want to take it that way, well, then you can be all sentimental and whatever. But that's not the game I'm trying to play here. But hey, you can think whatever the hell you want. You're entitled to it. Again, I don't care. Yeah, no, the lightning's gone. Thank the Lord. The lightning is gone, dude.
They turned the lights on right in front of us.
Okay, the lightning is gone. All right, let's go with birthdays today. Let's give you some birthdays. Got some decent birthdays today celebrating. Let's Soulja Boy is 33. Harry Kane, soccer player, is 30. Lori Loughlin, 59. Is she trying to get another kid in? Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis was born on this date in 29, passed away in 94. Let's see. Who else? A couple more. Dana White, he of the wife slapping sense, is 54 years old today. Happy slapping your wife birthday today, Dana White. Such class. I'm sorry, he slaps her twice. At least from what we saw. Afro Man. Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. He is 49 years old today. And your favorite QB and mine, Ryan Tannehill, is 35 years old today. Ryan Tannehill celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Ryan. And next time you have a knee injury, repair it, you idiot. In 1978, on this date, Ted Nugent autographed a fan's arm with a Bowie knife at a fan's request. Okay? You can't do that nowadays. You can do that in 78 and get away with it, but not now. In 79, after a show in Cleveland, guitarist Joe Perry quit Aerosmith after he got into a screaming match with Steven Tyler. He was replaced by Jim Crespo, but rejoined again in 84. Those two, bro. Those two have had weddings and divorces like 100 times. In 2004, on this date, the highest new entry on the album chart was Van Halen's hits collection, The Best of Both Worlds, which debuted at number 3. In 73, on this date, the Allman Brothers, the Grateful Dead, and the band played at the Watkins Glen Outdoor Summer Jam in New York. 600,000 fans attended. Rock historians believed it to be the largest gathering of people in America. There were so many people that they couldn't even see the stage. 150,000 tickets were sold for that event. 600,000 showed up. Holy shit. In 93, on this date, 10,000 Maniacs played their last show with singer Natalie Merchant, who left the group after 12 years to pursue a solo career. Let me tell you something. Tiger Lily and some of the other albums she had, Carnival, all that. I like Natalie Merchant. I'm a big Natalie Merchant fan. I like her solo career, but it's all right. She took a step back when she left the 10,000 Maniacs. She sounded better with the band. Sometimes some artists can shine without the band and they've got to move on, and they can do that. And she did a little shining on her own. But the music with 10,000 Maniacs is 1,000 times better than her solo stuff. And I love Natalie Merchant, but I got to say, it's kind of like Bjork. Bjork, when she left the Sugar Cubes, right? And you can listen to the song from the Sugar Cubes hit with Bjork in it if you want. It's a good song. It's a really good song. And you look at her solo stuff, it's the reverse. Sugar Cubes were a nice band, but Bjork actually did better on her own. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it can work one way or the other for you. You could be Stevie Nicks, and this is why you're in the Hall of Fame, because you were great with Fleetwood Mac, and then you were also phenomenal, on your own. So sometimes, it works and sometimes it doesn't. And for me personally, I would have loved to have seen Natalie Merchant stay with 10,000 Maniacs. I saw 10,000 Maniacs at the Sunrise Musical Theater. I think it was the In My Tribe tour, if I'm correct. In 98, after 12 years together and 6 albums, Toad the Wet Sprocket called it quits due to creative differences. All I want is to feel this. Anyway, they reunited briefly in 2002 and then again in 2006 and back together now. They were just here recently, Toad the Wet Sprocket. They were at the Culture Room. There you go. So that's what happened today in music history. Also, we'd like to send our condolences to the Meisner family and the Eagles and Poco, as Randy Meisner, bassist and singer for Poco, and then for the Eagles. And obviously his song with the Eagles is Take It to the Limit one more time. If you want to watch the greatest rockumentary ever, listen to me, the greatest rockumentary ever. There's none better than the Eagles. Watch it this weekend if you can. It's long, but I'm telling you, they did a phenomenal job. I don't know how they were so smart and so ahead of themselves to record on video and pictures and audio stuff all the way to the late 60s and all the way through. So they were able to really tell their story. And brother, and the dirt and all the stuff where one band member, the audio's there. Like it's recorded where he's threatening to kill the other guy. And so, it's just like, it's really good stuff. And Randy Meisner, rest in peace, the story is told how they threw him out of the band also. I don't want to tell you because if you watch the rockumentary, then it'll give it away, but it's just really good, riveting stuff, dramatic, emotional, just really, really amazing stuff. To me, it's the best rockumentary that has ever been made about any band whatsoever. So if you've never seen it before, watch it. I promise you, you'll enjoy the hell out of it. And if you're an Eagles fan, oh my God, you're going to love it so much. Happy birthday to E. Norma. Okay.
It's a jokester. It's a jokester.
I know. Well, it's EJ Barro.
Yeah, I know. That guy.
He's constantly, he's constantly joking. Big O, keep your phone line open. The Dolphins may have a cornerback position open. Is it for the buffet table? No, I got it. I got it down. I'm ready to go. Happy birthday, Hugh. It's hard to believe that Tannehill had the longest career of all the QBs taken in the first round that year. Only because we're stupid. What was that?
Should throw a couple of those fake birthdays in there just to throw people off.
That's shit. I probably should. Big O, after Merchant left, was the band called 9,999 Maniacs? Yeah, kind of. Oh, the Zeppelin song No Quarter, covered by Tool, is an awesome cover. Yes, I agree. Then again, Tool is awesome, period, right? Ray says, I agree. Bjork's albums were really good, but I like the hard edge of the Sugar Cubes. Yeah, it was because the Sugar Cubes had more of a jazzy funk sound, where Bjork went more for an electronic, I don't know if it was kind of punkish almost, but yeah, she went in another direction, So the Icelandic one just went like off the beaten path of the Sugar Cubes, and I like the Sugar Cubes too. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, Bjork, she did some really good work after. Human Behavior is, man, it is such an awesome beat. That song, for those of you that may not know, go listen to it. Human Behavior from Bjork. Bjork is Bjork, for those of you that may not know who she is. So, how's the grandson doing there, Sean? They are asking their grandpa.
Good. Everything is good. Going great.
Is he driving already?
He's driving. He's up and running. Actually,
is he getting lunch for you guys? Is he running errands? Is he getting a beer when you need one?
No, none of that yet. None of that yet. No.
Oh, come on, bro. He's a couple days old already. Let's go.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
We got to get him started early, bro.
Mom and Dad a little tired, but he's doing well.
Okay. Yeah. Mom and Dad will be tired for a while. Is this their first? Oh, good luck. It's the most terrifying thing. I mean, we only ended up having one, but you are terrified when you first have a kid because you don't even know if you're going to be a good parent. You don't even know if you can do this. Like, there's people can tell you about it, but brother, you're going to have to live it and experience it. That's just the way this goes. You know, it's crazy. Thank you, Stan. That was definitely done, gentlemen. He'll be tired for 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, just about. You are correct, sir. You are correct. 4 or 5 years. Easily. And they'll be driven crazy forever. Because you don't really stop being a parent, actually. Let's be honest now. Okay? You never really stop being a parent. So that's where it kind of changes. Oh man. All right. What else do we have going on? Dolphin practice on Sunday. For those of you that are going, I will be there on Sunday. I'll be in the West End where the media sits. So if you are going, please come on by and say hi, and would love to meet you and talk to you and all that, because I always love to meet the people that, help Sean and myself and support us every single day, and, visit our amazing sponsors like Essential Moving Experts, and, whether, we're talking about EJD Construction and just some great sponsors that we have out there. So please make sure you visit all our sponsors. Cutter's Edge Pro. We are in hurricane season, folks. So if you need to clean up those trees and they're hanging around the roof, or wires on, I don't want you getting on ladders and roofs and all that and trying crazy stuff. Call our friends at Cutter's Edge Pro. They'll take care of you, man. Will and Mike are just absolutely phenomenal human beings. Will is one of the best people I've ever met, man. Okay? Even though I bust his balls all the time with politics and we're going back and forth, but he is such a good human being. His company, he runs it like you would run your family. He does a lot of charitable work. Cutter's Edge Pro, they are just a special company. And I think karma is a real thing, and that's why I think they've grown to be the monsters that they are, because they give back, they produce for people, they make your homes, your businesses, your HOA complexes look like, like palaces. And it doesn't matter if you have a small home or you have a large home, it's going to look special when Cutter's Edge Pro is done with them. So give them a ring, 954-472-0622, and make sure you tell them that Big O sent you, man. Definitely take care of you, man. Good stuff. The dude may disagree with the Eagles. Once you watch that documentary, I know you're effing around, but once you watch that documentary, you'll know what I mean. I've seen a lot of good documentaries, but man, I give the Eagles props. For them to have all that material is just absolutely crazy. The first 5 years are actually the easiest. Sleepless nights get more intense as they grow up. I kind of understand what you're saying, but Jesus, dude, as a kid and as an infant, you're watching with everything, bro. They could die any moment. You got to watch a baby all the time, dude. I disagree with you. There's a level of paranoia the first few years because you're in a very gentle state for a child. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it never gets easy. My daughter's 23. Doesn't end, dude. Doesn't end. To this moment, I worry about her. So, it never ends. If you care about your kid, obviously. There's some parents that don't care about their kids. I mean, you see it on the news all the time, but those of us that actually care about our kids, well, that's something that you're always inquiring. How you doing? You got everything? Are you all right? You're headed home. Call me when you get home. You're going out. Hey, call me when you get back. Even if you're not in my house, you're living somewhere else. Call me. You know what I mean? So it really never ends. You know what I'm saying? Never ends, right? You're a parent. Never ends. Doesn't matter the age. But those first few years, very delicate, man. Very delicate. Shit, these first few months, you're worried about his head and because everything is, so delicate. And my God, when I had to carry my daughter early on, I felt like, oh my God, I had to make sure I
Yeah.
was secure because
Yep.
you've heard the stories of people dropping babies. You don't want to be the one dropping a baby because,
And just
Look-
getting
look-
used to all the crying and the sounds, man. That's the.
look at me, how defective I am. I was dropped lots of times. It's
Yeah.
not a good thing.
I was dropped twice. Luckily, once to the left and once to the right, so it evened out.
Kind of evened out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
I was
but even with-
dropped. I was kicked. I was drop kicked. I mean, I was everything. It was all, So, yeah, you don't want to come out like me. So, definitely. Do the Canes and Finns have separate locker rooms at the Hard Rock, or do they share the same one? I believe it's the same one. I believe it's the same one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they made separate locker rooms for them. I think they're in the pro locker rooms, is what happens. I think. Did they maybe no. The visiting goes in the visiting. The Canes have their own. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
The visitor is in the visiting locker room. The Canes have their own locker room.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah,
My
because I
bad.
remember they didn't have the wood.
They built
When I
that-
went in the locker, they didn't have the wooding.
Yeah, they have everything Canes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they built a locker room for the Canes, and then obviously there's a Dolphin locker room. But the visitors are the ones that use the same locker room. That's the one. That's how it goes. My bad. Okay. Let's see. Must be very expensive to have a child right now. Imagine how much a box of diapers. Yeah, everything, brother. Everything's expensive. Okay? It's Bidenomics. Everything's expensive. I love it when he says, well, you're now feeling the effects of Bidenomics. Really? Now is when you're feeling it? I've been feeling it since you got in, bro, and you raised gas prices. What are you talking about? Get the hell out of here, bro. These people, Democrats and Republicans, they're just spinning everything. Although, by the way, props to the Republicans. You saw my boy Vivek? Boy, Vivek climbed up and tied DeSantis. Right. Well, no, but he went up because he was down in the 2-3%. He's all the way up. He was at 6 or 7. Now he's up at 12, and DeSantis is at 12, and obviously Trump is leading. But Vivek is clearly going to become the second guy, and then when the debates happen, he's going to trash all these fools in the Republican Party. And if Trump shows up, he's going to look like a complete idiot because Vivek is going to be 10 steps ahead of all of them. Impressed with that guy. I don't like Democrats. I don't like Republicans. But I got to say, put it this way, folks. Okay, I've voted for Democrats. I've voted for Republicans. I vote for both. I don't care about either. I'm an American. Okay, I voted for Bush, and I've voted for, sadly, Bush Jr. the first time. I didn't do it the second time. I voted for Clinton. I've voted for both sides. It doesn't matter to me. I'm an American. I don't care about Democrats or Republicans. I've never, ever donated to a presidential campaign until this week. Donated to Vivek. Only guy I like out of all of them. I don't like Biden. I don't like Trump. You can send those both to the trash can, in my eyes. And DeSantis, brother, what he did in this second term, get out of here. Okay? Vivek is the only guy that I like out of that group. That's the only one. And it's pretty impressive to see that some Republicans are actually picking up a brain and they're getting on that bandwagon because he's the only one that's worth it. The only one. Listen to him well. The only thing I disagree with him, he won't be able to stop the war because he's not going to be, he wants to have Russia agree to pull out of their alliance with China, and they're not going to do that. So the war will continue. So he's not going to be able to stop the war with his plan. But again, there's no candidate in the world that I'm going to agree with everything. There's going to be things I disagree with him on. But overall, he's like the most normal human being out of all of them. He's actually like a real human being. He actually talks about all the issues instead of talking about culture wars and all this other hateful, divisive stuff that the Democrats and the Republicans constantly do. He's doing none of the divisive stuff. Nothing. Zero. I like it. I like that dude. So that's my 2 cents. So yeah, well, DeSantis has buried himself, and he has no personality, unfortunately, for him. He has no people skills. He reminds me a lot of Flo and Joe Philbin. You know that? No people skills. That's where Vivek actually excels, dude. With people that disagree with him, when people agree, he's great handling all of that. I've seen him in like those town halls now. I've watched it, and people come up livid, screaming at him. And he's like, okay, let me hear it. Okay, fine. And then, all right. And then he gets him into a dialogue. You know what I mean? Which is like, it's kind of what we need. We need somebody that knows how to kind of like mediate everything and bring people together, you know? So let's see. Yeah, man, I felt bad for Mitch. I'm not a Mitch McConnell fan, but he had a stroke in front of everybody. That's a stroke. I don't care what anybody tells me. Feinstein, McConnell, Biden. Again, let me go back to Vivek Ramaswamy. You know what Vivek wants to do? 2 terms and you're out. These lifelong politicians, we got to eliminate that shit. We can't have politicians, like McConnell, like Elizabeth Warren. We can't have them sitting in governments for 40, 50 years. They become corrupt. They do things that are not helping. They help themselves. So Vivek wants 2 terms and you're out. That is the idea, bro. That's how corruption develops, is that you allow these people to stay in these offices forever. And they're too old to be in these offices. Mitch McConnell has no business. Neither does Biden. Neither does the Feinstein lady. None of these people. The Feinstein lady completely got lost yesterday. There's too many of them that are way too old, bro. You just get to a point where you are too old to do the damn job. And by the way, you're too old to be even in touch with society. You don't even really you're not even in tune with society. 2 terms and you're out. Best thing that they've thought of. Right there. So, anyway. Big O, I'm supporting the UFOs because eventually they will take over. Hey, I like that. Let's vote in an alien for it. So yeah. I like this. Trump is going to crush them all in debates. Brother, Trump doesn't have a brain. The hell are you talking about? You morons, because he's going to sit there and insult people? Vivek will run circles around him, dude. None of them talk about the actual issues. All they do is start their hateful speeches in between each other. And that's all he does. He's not a good debater. What kind of a moron are you, Awkward Beats? A debater is a person that just insults? What kind of stupid shit is that? Did you hear somebody else say it, so you repeated the same stupid shit that somebody else says? It's because you can't think for yourself? Is that what it is? Great debater. What a moron you are. How can anybody that doesn't have an IQ be a debater? Oh, God. Some of you out there, man. Tell you. But, there's, like Vivek says, he says there's a portion of Trump's base that is fanatically crazy, or so like he calls them like insane, which they are. And right, he can't do any wrong. Exactly. And that's Awkward Beats. He's one of those suckers. So, right, exactly, Drago. Trump only talks about himself, not issues. He doesn't care about you. But idiots like Awkward Beats thinks he actually cares about him. Yeah. And Biden cares about you guys too. Yeah, sure. And Elizabeth Warren cares about you also. I love you. And Gavin Newsom cares about you too. And Ron DeSantis really cares about you, especially in the LGBTQ community. He really cares about those people. And he really cares about our black community. Man, he really supports them. Awkward Beats, you believe all that? Okay. Yeah. Pat in Ashford goes, as a master debater myself, I know one when I see one. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, man. Vivek is a good debater. He actually has ideas and plans to implement them. I don't agree with everything he says. I'm with you, Gordon, on that. But at least he has a plan instead of spewing talking points. Exactly. All of the other people, they just talk crap. They never say anything that they're going to do. They're afraid. That guy's not afraid of talking about any single issue. And he gives you his opinion so you know where he stands, and there's no hiding. There's no, like all the other ones do. He is a completely different candidate than everyone else on the Democrats or the Republicans. Not that the wussy-ass Democrats are going to allow anybody else but the old man, because they're afraid of obviously exposing the old man, which that's kind of an oxymoron, right? Hasn't he been already exposed? Whatever. Anyway, so we're out of here. But really, seriously, whoever you decide, whatever side you're on, I don't really care because I'm not on either side. I'm on American side. But if you haven't listened to the man, actually listen to Vivek Ramaswamy. Listen to him. Go listen to several debates, several town halls, several interviews, so you get a really good feel for the guy. And then when you hear him, tell me that he's like anything that you see out there right now. And he's not. It's not even close. So just give him a chance. That's all I'm saying. Yes?
Can I tell you something about society today?
What?
This story.
What
This kid's
story?
going door to door, knocking on doors, asking to pick weeds and help and do stuff in the yard for money.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. We all used to do that when we were kids.
They called the police on him.
Figures.
So the police bought him a PlayStation 5 and put him inside. Don't go outside, kid. Here you go. No, he was going to pick weeds to save up money to get a PS5. So then the cops went and bought him the PS5, and
That's awesome.
it's good. But it's just like, dude, I remember going door to door to mow lawns.
Molans.
Nobody called cops on me back in the
No,
day.
yeah.
Nowadays it's like
In fact, I'll give you. There was an old lady in our neighborhood, and I remember one kid that used to go carry her groceries, and
Nice.
so she would give him a little, like a quarter or 50 cents, which back in the 70s, dude, that bought you a pan de gloria, a Coke, and a pack of cards. Okay, all right. You give a kid a pack of baseball cards, a Coke, and a pan de gloria in Little Havana, of course. Ask any Latin kid; he'll tell you, you got those three things, brother. Your day, you had the most perfect day of your life. Okay, because that's like a sweet of all sweets for Cuban kids, pan de gloria, and then you have a Coke. And you have a pack of cards. Oh my God, you had the best time of your life, and you got it for 50 cents. The pan de gloria was 5 cents. You probably paid about 25 cents for your Coke. And then the pack of cards was probably 15, 20 cents. Like 50 cents you walked away with those three things. Now you couldn't buy any of those three things for 50 cents. Oh, man. I remember the pan de gloria was 5 cents, dude. 5 cents. I remember that in the early 70s. Oh my God. Ray says pan de gloria, cards with delicious gum inside. So true. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was delicious, but he's right. We got the pan de gloria, the Coke, and the gum. We are loaded with so much sugar. Holy crap. We make Pookie from New Jack City look like he's straight. Okay? All right?
but the gum was only delicious for like 3 seconds.
That's all right, but we got another shot of sugar in our system.
That's true. It's still sugar.
That's it. It's a jolt of sugar. That's all we care about. And we actually see the strings holding Biden up. It's probably true. Big O, we can all agree that DeSantis' wife looks like the great value of Melania Trump. You think she's hotter than Melania Trump? Great value. Oh, it's the Walmart brand. Oh, so he's saying that she's a lesser Melania Trump?
That's what I got.
Okay. She's kind of cute. She's a decent looking woman. Kind of skinny, so Melania has more of the body than she does. She's not a bad looking woman. What else do we have here? Vivek has great ideas and sounds nothing like these pup. No, it's when you listen to Vivek, it's not even close. I haven't seen a politician like this in a long. Well, actually, he's not a politician. That's the thing. It's probably why. That's probably why. Yep. So, awkward beats, bro. I can tell, dude, that you're a tool. Vivek just started voting now and wants to be and so what, dude? Big deal. Young people don't vote. That's just the way it is. A lot of young people, they never vote. But he's super successful. But I've heard that repeated by others. And so it kind of shows me that you're that tool, that you really don't think for yourself, bro. Everything you say is stuff that's repeated by everybody else. You don't have an original thought in you. You're the guy from the Italian Job. Not an original thought. You were right. Not original. No creativity. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. I have tools in my office to show you. Big O will be on the 8th Street hitting pots and pans on February 11th. You know it, baby. I found another Brett Favre rookie, but no bubble gum. For real? Did you really find one? That is awesome. You're the best, dude. You are awesome. Pat in Asheville is one of the more special human beings you will meet. Just want you guys to know that. So if you ever get the pleasure to meet Pat in Asheville, okay, you're a lucky person because he's a good dude. Oh, any word on Dame? No, nothing. That's not going to happen for a while, dude. That's not deep August. We need to get closer to camp, Steven, when Portland will get scared to, okay, well, we got it. Nothing's happening. No one in the NBA stepping up. That's what they're doing. They're hoping that by, time goes on, Dame loosens up or somebody steps in, and none of that is going to happen. Dame is done with Portland. He wants to move on to Miami, and he's not going to make it easy for them anymore. Why? Because they screwed up now. Now they made it hard after he gave them the 11 years, and I think now all hell's going to break loose. So, and I think they're going to find that out. So I think late August, early September, like I've been saying from the get-go, Steven, we need to get closer to the deadline, brother. So desperation sets in because that's how it always is for all these things. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if you're talking about the debt ceiling or you're talking about a holdout or whatever. You need to get to the deadline of when the crap is hitting the fan, as they say. And that'll be in mid-September. So they're going to want to get out of this whole mess. Late August to early September. They don't want that. They don't want that. Remember, go back and look at Dwight Howard and Stan Van Gundy in Orlando before the trade when those two went to talk to the media and they were both on completely different pages. And it was a terrible look for the organization, for the player, for the coach. It just looked like a disaster. And that's exactly what it's going to look like. So if you want a taste of it, go back to Orlando, put, I don't know, Orlando, Howard, what's it called, Van Gundy. I don't know how you would label it, but maybe it'll come up just with that presser. And then go watch that. That's exactly what's going to happen in Portland. They need to avoid that. They will avoid that, and that's when they make the deal. That's my prediction. And I'm sticking to it. We're not the same Rams. We're not the Rams. Our core players were drafted by us with a mix of free agents. Oh, to me, Jason, I don't care how you build a team, bro. Build a team. buy it, draft it, trade for it. It doesn't matter to me, dude. I used to laugh at the people that, and I'm not a Yankees fan, and I don't care about the Yankees. I've never rooted one moment for the Yankees. I don't care about the Yankees. But I always used to laugh, oh, the Yankees spent. Well, bro, that's the rules. The rules are you spend and you have to pay a tax for it. That's what, so if the Dodgers or the Cubs or the Astros or the Red Sox, and they want to spend, when Huizinga wanted to spend, we were lucky, right? We had a top 5 payroll, number 5 in Major League Baseball in 97, if I'm correct. 5th overall payroll, and they won the World Series. And so they used to say, oh, well, the Yankees spend. Well, the rules allow them to do that. You still have to build the right team. I think we started the show by talking about teams that used to spend and not win, right? Like the Mets just did. You know, lots of teams spend and they don't win anything. Spending doesn't mean you're going to win. You still have to buy the right players, put the right pieces together, get the right manager, you know.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Some camp details.
Let's do it.
Omar Kelly, the defense had a dozen sacks today. They were talking mad shit all practice. Offense never responded for context. Dolphins threw in some blitzes that produced free rushers. O-line adjustments weren't made. Wide receivers, QBs weren't on their hots. By the time they figured it out, a Jeff Wilson run the O-line cheered for, pissed off the starters, and it was over. Wilkins and Sealer feasted.
Okay.
Daniel Oyofusi, of course, no Jalen Ramsey today. Jalen Phillips, Keon Crossan, and Freddie Swain remained sidelined. Brandon Jones and Trill Williams were back. They didn't do team drills.
Okay.
And Teron Armstead, Isaiah Wynn continued to work on the side. And let me see what else we got. I think that's the 2 that I saw. Everybody else kind of retweeted them. Yeah, that's about it right now for coming right from them right now.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, the corrupt machine that is the government of this country will never allow for a Vivek. He's too wholesome, young, and clearly a threat to the establishment, but he has my vote. I think you're right. You know, and okay, look, you have racism on the Democratic side and the Republican side, correct? There's racism all over the world, right? All over the world, all over anywhere. We have people that are racist. Okay. The Republican part of the party that is racist will not vote for Vivek. He's Indian. Well, he's American, but his parents are Indian. So the Republicans haven't proven yet that they would put a minority at president. They haven't done that yet. You know what I'm saying? So that portion of Trump's base will not swing over to Vivek. Okay? So that portion's gone. Okay? The racist part will not do it. And out of all the Republicans, the Trump and the DeSantis parties are probably the ones that have that pocket of people in there. Okay? So that's one. And then you have dumb people in the Democratic side, and you have dumb people on the Republican side. And clearly, Trump has a lot of those dummies that follow him because, I mean, you see it all over the place. I don't expect Vivek to connect with stupid people. He's too intelligent. That's one of the things my wife and I were talking about the other day, is that dumb people are going to have problems keeping up. You know, it reminds me of Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller is actually funny, but he's also not as funny because sometimes his comedy is too intelligent. And so it goes over people's heads because they're not intelligent enough. So I do feel that if there's a dummy Democrat and a dummy Republican, and they follow Biden and Trump, those people aren't smart enough to maybe really understand how good Vivek is. You understand what I'm saying? So he has 2 parts of each of those parties that he's not going to be able to lure. He's not going to be able to lure anybody that's biased, racist, negative. Those kind of people, they're not going to vote for a minority. So Vivek's out. And then the people that are dumb, and they gravitate to the orangutan a lot. There's like he's got most of the dummies. The dummies won't vote for Vivek because they're not smart enough to understand him. Sorry, just got to be honest about that. Had to get that off my chest to make sure that So that percentage of that party is going to be hard for him to get. Trump will keep the idiots and the racists. He'll keep those people. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of the way it goes. So he's going to lose that portion. The intelligent Republicans, hopefully those are the ones that are swinging over, and they'll figure out that that's the only normal person that they can vote for. So it is what it is. Speaking of Italian Job, did you ever see the movie, the one that Edward Norton, Mark Wahlberg? That's what I was talking about, dude. I was just using that scene from the Italian Job when they take Edward inside the train, and Mark has what are those people? They are from what country? Remember the big fat guy says, you don't mess with this, that, and they're not Ukrainians. They're is it Croatian? No. Well, whatever. But remember how he said, well, he had that the guy that he killed, and he was with him. And then he told him that he had no originality, no original thoughts. And then the guy goes, no, your cousin was dead before I got there. And then he turns to Mark Wahlberg and he says, you're right. No original thoughts or whatever. I watched it. I know the movie inside out. Apparently you don't, sir. Frankie Fresco, AEW Saturday Night Collision. FTR versus MJF and Adam Cole. Okay, first of all, what's FTR? You see, you're treating me like I actually know exactly what the acronyms stand for.
F the rest.
F the rest. And then MJF,
No, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He's a person. FTR is a group, is a tag team. Okay. They were the Revival. They were called the Revival in WWE. Then they went over, and FTR was, everybody thought it was F the Revival shot at WWE, but it's F the rest.
All right. Well, we're gonna
FTR the tag team champions.
We're gonna FTR and F the rest with MJF and Adam Cole, because anybody that says F the rest and just is powering through, that's my kind of duo right there. They are powering through. See, Sean and I, we power through. We travel, we power through, we do all our shows. We are kind of like FTR. F the rest. We're here Monday through Friday. We're here for breaking. What happened last night? Breaking news. Were we there for them? F the rest. F the rest wins. AEW Saturday Night Collision. How do you like them apples? What do I get? Oh God. Oh no.
With the way you set it out, yes. The way you laid it out.
So you're doing a thumbs down on.
Well, here's my problem.
Getting a thumbs down here, bro.
I want MJF and Adam Cole to continue. In order for them to continue, they need to win the tag team titles. They need to win the match tonight. And I know Frankie Fresco and others hate them, but I'm telling you now, I love everything they're doing. It is so entertaining. They did a dance-off on TV with another tag team. It's tremendous TV. Good entertainment.
Okay. All right. But I'm still going F the rest, because that's kind of like what we do here. So the Dennis Miller comparison is spot on. Well, you follow Gordon. That's why. But, by the way, credit to the wife. The wife is the one that I came up with the Dennis Miller analogy, but she's the one that said to me, he's going to struggle with dumb people. And she's right. And she goes, he needs to dumb down his message a little bit more, because he's got to reach some of the people that aren't at his level, And so a lot of us understand what he's saying, and I perfectly understand what he's saying, but any of the dummies on the Dems or the rep side, if they're looking to be objective and pick somebody that they think is the best candidate, they're not going to be smart enough to really, they're not going to have the patience to take the time to really understand that guy. So, yeah. So that's what I think of. I think of Dennis Miller when I see him because I think that dumb people are going to struggle with him. Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to give you 2 thumbs up now for
What's that?
FTR.
Oh, really?
I forgot about the Roderick Strong side of this. He can still interfere and cost in the match so FTR can win. And they can keep the tag team going.
Okay.
I forgot about my boy Roddy.
Okay.
So I'm going to go 2 thumbs up. FTR keeps the titles.
All right. Frankie's with me, but you said he hates the other people. So.
He doesn't like his champion. His champion can't dance. A heavyweight champion does not dance.
Sounds like the best thing we can hope for is an internal government breakdown, something that has to give that we can't give up voting for the lesser of 2 idiots. Well, we vote for the lesser, well, what we all think is the lesser of 2 idiots every 4 years. It's kind of what we do, you know. I just think that this guy's actually not an idiot. I think finally we actually have a guy that isn't an idiot. That's all. So that's just me. That's just me. So what can I tell you? But I'm honest about all of this. Not like most people that they're afraid to talk about it, afraid to give their opinions, all that kind of stuff. That's not who I am. I don't live my life that way. Can't do it. So if Big O was the champion, he would not dance. He lets the music speak for itself. That's it. I'm certainly not dancing. Oh, yeah, no. Tell him reset for tomorrow. Okay. All right, we are out of here. We will see you all tomorrow. Manny Navarro, Cameron, Alex Winley. I may do a little hit tomorrow, and we'll have Cameron Wolf join us too. So we might have a little hit tomorrow, and then Sunday I will see you all out there. Okay. So if you're going out to practice, can't wait to go see it. They'll be wearing pads. They'll be hitting. It'll be fun. Dress light because you're going to sweat like hell, folks. So dress light. We will see you there on Sunday. Appreciate all of you out there. Anyone that sent in a super chat, thank you so much. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show.